A little while ago, I created a short looping cloth animation. And since then, it's gained some comments saying, oh, how did you do this? Like, what was your process? Year has passed. I can try to make it as quick as possible, simple looping. Afterwards, you'll be able to get the file as well. And I'm really not a Blender pro, but let's see what we can do with this. First things, we need to check the frame rate, because normally it defaults in 24. Let's do this 30 frames per second. For the cloth, we'll need plane. The thing about cloth simulations is all the subdivisions should be square as well. So if this would be our starting plane, we should first do loop cut in the middle here. And only then we select everything and we subdivide. Let's see. Yeah, so this looks fine. So now we have like a cloth which is not square, but which is made of squares. So this would be perfect for the sim. And of course, if we run the sim, it just falls down. For this kind of thing, I like silk the most. And we can use the preset. And then we can later adjust the vertex mass because I think it's usually too heavy. And okay, so now it just falls down. Let's add some force. In this case, I like wind. Let's make this, I don't know, 500, maybe even more. Let's see. Let's try 2000 maybe. So now you can see it's falling down. But still, there's isn't much interesting happening here. We can maybe angle this thing in an interesting angle. Probably add more noise to the wind. And also we can add one more, angle it so it makes sense for your kind of scene. As we can see, it's still not random enough. You want it to be more random. So now I remember what I did. Well, I think I actually did it like this way. It was more like this. We start to see some randomness, some cool details in this part. And don't worry, we'll shade it smooth and it will be fine. So this kind of looks interesting now, but like, this whole area is boring. So how can we fix this? Even stronger. Oh, and let's try it maybe a little bit lighter as well. Let's make this even noisier. Okay, this is much more like it. Some really wrinkly animation going on. It kind of looks similar to what I had almost like a year ago. But we'll probably use just part of it. So you can see. So the beginning is boring. We don't use that. We start at some interesting shape. And we look. So this is good enough. You should probably export this as an alembic file, which means it bakes all the sim in the file. Quite an important thing actually is we need to use self collisions as well. And now if we run the sim, okay, this is really good. So now you can see like it collapses on itself, which means that the self collision distance is bigger than the internal structure. So to fix this, you just need to maybe add one more zero like this. Yeah, now it doesn't collapse on itself. It will look a little bit more natural. Don't worry if it looks crazy and messed up. As I said, we can use the subdiv. So once it's run its course, it runs much smoother. You can play back the file, have a look at it, and tweak all the parameters as much as you like. This should be fine for now. We need to export, and we use alembic file, and we don't need the particle system. You can now just hide it for now, for a moment, and import the alembic file we just created. And oh yeah, I just imported all the wind again, which we don't need. So now we have our thing, which is not re-rendered. It's already kind of done, and we can modify this as much as we like. So the easiest thing would be just add camera, always in a weird angle. Like what is this minus? should be 0. So now we need to choose coolest part of the animation. Yeah, so this really is not the best animation we could do. As we can see, the first few frames are not really usable, and the last part is too much crumpled up. Goes through the frame and it exits. We can copy and paste as much as we like this kind of simulations inside our file. And we need to just to time it right so that offset these so that when one enters, one exits, and one is in the middle. So like this would be our nice frame, and one should enter almost at the same time and one should exit. And if we have 3 of those, then we get the the looping animation. And for the best results, we need to really time these frames right. And we do that with an offset. Okay, let's go. Let's duplicate these and put them in the same spot, and one more. So in this case, I ended up using actually 4. So it now goes from frame 12 to frame 82. And the easiest way to see, we look at the first frame and we look at the last frame, and they're exactly the same. Which is actually bad, because if it's exactly the same, then we actually need it to be 1 frame shorter. This wasn't as easy as I remember it to be, but once it's all running, then there's only one step left for us to do. We set up the lights. You can use whatever you want. Grab an HDRI. We just check if the light looks pleasing. Check the subdiv. It should look all nice now. And for the best results, we actually want to use a nice material as well. Okay, and there you have it. I hope this helped in any way. We'll probably try to share the blend file if it's not too big, but I think you get the picture. It's pretty simple. The hardest part is figuring out what to do with the loop. How long is the loop, and just tweaking the settings as much as you like. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.